Hi everyone. I've just got back from a uh, seeing a doctor who supposedly specialises in chronic fatigue syndrome. Really, I went to this more because I was hoping that he would send me on to someone else, and anyhow, it was quite a long consultation, and he was extremely thorough. He took a very detailed medical history, asked me all sorts of questions about my daily life, told me what was going to happen. Unfortunately, as so often is with NHS ME chronic fatigue syndrome clinics, the thing that would have been offered to me would have been being referred to the OTs, physios, and sent for CBT. But anyhow, he was very thorough. He took a history. He could see the extent of my symptoms. I had to fill in a form beforehand about, well, it was mainly about fatigue and tiredness, and nearly all concentrated on fatigue, and so few of the things really applied to me. Anyhow, we had a consultation, and then he decided that he gave me a neurological examination, and for the first time I actually had an abnormal neurological examination. This could be because things have progressed since I had my last one back in January, but he found spasticity in both of my legs, and he found we did the test where I had to stand upright with my legs together and my eyes closed, and I nearly went straight over. And so after this, he said to me that he did not think, neither did the OT who was with him, that I have ME. He did mention something he thought it could have been, and he did seem to link it back to the flu jab. He mentioned something that that is known, some neurological condition that is known to be caused on very rare occasions by vaccination. So but he said he couldn't diagnose it, but he's referring me back to my GP and asking that I be referred to one of the major London neurological centres. So in a strange way, I'm relieved, because I've always had the suspicion that what I've got isn't ME. I've spoken to many people over the internet and seen their symptoms and the descriptions, and I just didn't fit it, and I felt for a long while I was just being pushed in it, mainly by my last neurologist, who just did not really want to spend any more money on tests, and it just seemed that I was pushed into the dustbin. A diagnosis of ME, because he didn't know where else to put me. So anyhow, it's good news in that someone listened, and I can, this doctor was very thorough. I don't know how it would have been if I'd have been diagnosed with ME, but certainly he was thorough enough not to want to label me with it, and he made the point, he just said it would be totally wrong for him to treat me as what he called a CFS patient, when it was quite patently obvious that's not what I am. So it leaves me is with this neurological condition that is progressively getting worse without a diagnosis, but at least with someone who has listened and looked and taken note of the abnormalities that I'm suffering. So I'm really hoping now that I'm pressing forward. I had asked to see a movement disorder specialist. My GP did write, unfortunately, this particular movement disorder specialist is also a chronic fatigue syndrome specialist, or an ME specialist, and when my doctor happened to mention that in my letter, I was referred to the ME clinic, and I know my PCT won't fund it, so I think that one might be knocked on the head, but hopefully once he receives this letter, which from the doctor I saw today, which he should receive middle of next week, hopefully I can go to see him and he will refer me to someone, hopefully urgently, to get treatment, because as you can probably tell, although it has been a long day and that doesn't help, but I expect you can tell that my condition is deteriorated even since I last made a video about 3 weeks ago. So anyhow, it is some good news. Hopefully I will get a diagnosis. It does seem strange to actually be thankful that something's been found, but at least I feel that I've been believed and listened to at last by someone. So I'll keep you posted. Hopefully things will move quickly, but knowing our wonderful NHS, the chances are it won't be that quick, but hopefully my GP will put some pressure somewhere to get me seen sooner rather than later. So I'll post again soon.